Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Repitch. I'm your host David with my co-host Richard.
Hey guys.
Yeah, and some big news we want to bring you guys. Obviously, if you guys have been on the internet, you guys have heard this. DC's going through a whole big regime change.
Bro, David, you and I, we legit talk. We gotta start talking about superheroes. We gotta start talking about Marvel, DC. Let's pin away from it. Don't worry. This Wednesday, we're gonna talk about something that's not DC or Marvel.
No, yep.
But like, my gosh, yo, the dumpster fire that is DC is turning into like a whole boat fire, a ferry on fire.
Yeah,
it's
there's
ridiculous.
like a little ray of sunshine now, like a little ray of hope. It's we'll see what happens.
It's crazy. All right, so let me lead this, David. All right, so their old president of DC Films, Walter Hamada, left DC after being an executive and in charge for 18 years. He took over DC Films for 4 years, and he took over around the time where Justice League came out, and it just didn't do as well as people as they wanted. And all of a sudden, he just left. There's no real like reason why he left. Maybe he was like asked to quietly leave. Again, this is all conjecture, whatever.
Right.
But like, I mean, isn't that crazy that they just told him to leave, or he just left?
It is. I mean, hey man, if you the way that things are going, he wasn't doing well. I think he didn't understand the material. I don't think he really knew anything. He was just doing cash grabs, I feel like.
Oh yeah. And maybe if you're trying to save face, like, you know what, this boat is sinking. I'm jumping off the fastest I can. But the like weird thing is how quickly the news they came right after him leaving the position.
Mm-hmm.
Where we just found out, I believe yesterday or day before, that their new CEO is gonna be a co-CEO host with James Gunn and Peter Safran.
Right. And right? I mean, this is specifically for what is it? The
DC Films.
Yeah, DC Films and TV shows. Not like the entirety of DC.
No,
that's going to be under Zaslav.
Yeah. So yeah, they're what's under their belt is they're going to take care of DC films, TV, and animation in the start of November 1st. Mm-hmm. Which is like, I have no idea who Safran is. Peter Safran.
I mean, he's been. I think he's worked with James Gunn on like Peacemaker. He's done a few other, like he was producer on Shazam.
Okay.
I'll pull up a list for what he's done. But
but David. At this point, anytime I hear news from DC, I'm like, whatever, man. It can't get worse from here. We can't get worse from here. But like, when I heard the news, like, oh, James Gunn's gonna be the new CEO, I'm like, it's the first time in such a long time. I'm like, oh wow, my hope is up. But truly, I believe, David, that James Gunn is the best director when it comes to superhero shows, movies.
I agree, and I think he has this he has a skill where he takes the unknown and makes it great. Like
exactly, he made the Guardians of the Galaxy a franchise, a superhero group that no one knew. One listening to us says, "Oh, I knew they." No one knew who they were. I didn't know who they were, and I'm like, they made them into a household names.
Yep.
He made Chris Pratt.
Yeah, agreed. And also, even with DC, his take on Suicide Squad, the way he was
the only good DC film that came out in the last. I mean, no, minus Matt Reeves' Batman, but I don't even count that. The last in that universe. It's crazy.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. I think they're still trying to find somebody. I don't know if they're gonna directly be overseeing Matt Reeves' whole projects. So that should
just be independent.
I mean, it should. I agree with you. I think Matt Reeves should just handle that on his own. But hey, I mean, what's to say James Gunn can't really like?
Yeah, and James Gunn, his foot is in both doors, Marvel and DC. We call it Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas specials coming out soon, and it's just like, I love reading the comments of it, and people are like going crazy, like, "Yo, are we gonna get a Marvel DC team up?" I mean, like, if anyone could build that bridge, it's definitely James Gunn. They would never. I'm just waiting for the day Disney buys up DC. It's gonna happen, David.
Wow.
Maybe I'm calling it now. Maybe like 10, 15 years, they're gonna eventually buy DC.
You think? I mean, that would mean you think they would buy Warner Brothers? Like, That would mean that would have to go down the hill.
That would be crazy. But I maybe just DC and it's up. I can completely see that. And then we're gonna go really crazy with stuff like that. But like at this point, I cannot imagine. Maybe like a small random team up, but like nothing crazy. Like we might see what's his name? Howard the Duck and a DC character partnering up together. Like something really random.
Who's
like
that? Isn't there like a DC character who's like a monkey detective?
Yeah, there is. So I can see something like that happening, but like I don't know. But did you look up Peter Safran and what the stuff that he did?
Yeah, I mean he's done a lot of like the horror movies that you know of, like Conjuring 2, Annabelle. Let's see here, The Nun, and then
he's a director.
No. He was producer for all
producer.
all producer.
Okay. So he knows what sells.
He does, and I think his first DC movie that he produced was Aquaman, and then he did Shazam. I guess he met James Gunn through Suicide Squad, and he was able to help out with Peacemaker and things like that.
Yeah. As optimistic as I am, I'm like, oh, that's great. Realistically, I'm like, I don't know how much they can do. What would this is it's literally a sinking ship they're adopting. What would you do, David, if you were? I mean, we had this similar conversation when that guy became like the quote unquote Kevin Feige.
Right.
What would you do? Do you remember what I said? What my idea was?
I think we had a similar idea about the sidekicks, or was that? Were you talking about
that? Was
else?
one part, yeah. Mine was very radical of like, hey, stop making films, focus on the HBO TV shows.
Okay.
Yeah, like maybe once a year, Matt Reeves Batman, something artsy, something nice, maybe a Joker sequel, whatever. Focus on HBO. Go for the Peacemaker route and like really just dive into that universe, and then bam, you see something crazy, like really great. But like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, James Gunn has a very nice resume with all the comic book stories.
So good.
Even Peacemaker itself, I think that really changed a lot for like the HBO DC comic book show.
Arguably, I think it's probably one of the best comic book character TV shows out there.
Right. And again, another no-name character. Just
exactly. No one knows who Peacemaker is. So like, come on. And John Cena killed it.
He did. I will give it up to him. He has become much better and better with a lot of the roles he's been in.
Oh yeah. He not only is the greatest man in the world by breaking the Guinness World Record of
the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Make-A-Wish Foundation, like
crazy.
Over 3,000, I think it was. It was an insane number.
Yeah.
And now he's in TV show. Oh, like he has depth. I'm like, it's crazy that these wrestlers, John Batista, maybe The Rock. I don't know. I'm kind of sick of him at this point. But like, yeah, we'll talk about him in a bit.
I mean,
but
depth. I don't know about depth with The Rock, but
but something that we've talked about before is, what are they going to do with the films they have, especially with The Flash and Ezra Miller?
Yes.
I mean, what's going on with Ezra Miller, David?
Now, if you guys are on the internet, this past year, you guys probably heard all of the things that's been happening to Ezra, getting into a bunch of legal troubles, starting off in March or January, actually. Starting in January, he's sending weird messages to the KKK. and then in March, he's charged with disorderly conduct and harassment. Then he gets a restraining order that same month. Then in April, he's arrested for second-degree assault charges. Then in June, this is where it gets crazy. June.
Wait, I'm sorry, that wasn't crazy. You say something crazy? Okay, go on. What's
I mean, like not crazy, but like it gets kind of
Yeah.
Because starting in June, he actually gets accused of grooming.
Oh.
Yeah, which is
really creepy.
Really bad. And then that same month, another parents came forward with allegations.
Jeez.
And then in August, he's got arrested, or he accused of burglary. And yeah. And then
is he trying to like win bingo and the Crazy Actor Award? Because he's getting close.
So yeah, I mean that, and then now he's now he came out in August, kind of with like a statement apologizing, saying he's going through a lot of mental health issues and he's trying to get help. And honestly, we're talking about him getting kicked off DC films and the Flash,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
some are saying that statement might have kind of saved him because
Oh,
apparently he's
okay.
going through with reshoots. He's doing all that, and he's kind of okay with the execs now. But I don't know if that's just kind of like for the time being.
And they still want him as the Flash?
That I don't know. I don't. There's no confirmation on that per se.
I
Um,
mean,
I
like,
can't see that
bro.
actually panning out
No, no.
unless
I
he's
mean,
made some crazy like 180 turn within the next like.
unless he literally saves a country from flooding. I don't like they Disney fired James Gunn for tweets that he made 10 plus years ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I don't know how you, and like that was a whole ordeal, but this literally happened last summer.
Right. Right. And they're just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, what would you do? Would you release that film? Well,
I
like, it's
mean,
already made. I think it's ready to go.
the film. I mean, I feel like I'd release it, but
Of
I
course.
would have. I feel like I would have to let Ezra go at this point.
Mm.
That
Who would you cast as the Flash?
mm,
Top of your head. I didn't even ask you. Who would you cast as the Flash?
um, you know, my first choice.
I can't think.
I mean, I always go back to Grant Gustin.
Who's
He
that?
does the he
You know
plays
terrible names.
he plays the Flash in the TV show.
Oh, he's fun.
He's actually not too bad, and
Yeah.
I've grown to like him as the Flash on the show. Not that I
Yeah.
keep up with it, but the first few seasons I've seen, I've
Yeah.
enjoyed. He's always been a front runner to replace
Of
Ezra
course.
Miller.
People would love that.
Yeah. Actually, do you
That
have
would be
anybody in
really
mind
smart. I mean, like like hypothetical, like a young Heath Ledger would be great, but like
right now? That
I mean
would be
that's
pretty
just
nice.
I would love to see that man act if he was still alive today.
So actually, if you give me 1 second, if there's actually a few lists that have been rumored, or a few names that have been rumored to replace Ezra.
Okay.
Now, starting with Grant Gustin,
Mhm.
obviously, I think he's the obvious choice just because he's had that tenure as the Flash.
Oh,
He
yeah.
knows
And
the character.
you would bring the TV show fans into it.
Exactly.
That's such a smart lateral move. Can he do it? I don't know, but like just business sense, that makes so
Right.
much sense.
Now, another big name that's been coming up recently is George McKay. He is most famous for his role in 1917. That's Sam Mendes' movie.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, I could see that. Yeah.
Could see that too, but yeah, I think I haven't seen too much of him, but to be really say, but I think he's got the look.
Yeah.
And parts in 1970, I can see that he can pull off like the depth of it.
Mm-hmm.
Some other interesting names that are on the list. You got Jack Quaid, better known as Huey.
Henry Quaid's son?
Yes, yeah, Dennis Quaid.
Oh, Dennis Quaid and Henry Quaid. Yeah.
But he plays Huey Campbell in The Boys.
Oh. I mean, like if anyone could make him Jack, but I don't know. Maybe okay. I mean, he's great.
I think he would be good with that. Like he's got that awkward kind of geeky feel to him.
Yeah.
And so I think he would be a good one. Now,
You know who'd be a terrible choice?
who?
Jaden Smith.
Why would that even be a consideration?
I don't know. I'm looking down a list. You know who I think would actually kill it?
Who's that?
Dylan Sprouse.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
Right?
Yeah,
I feel like
I haven't considered that, but yeah, it's not
because
not a
he
choice.
he can do funny, but he does semi drama whatever.
Right,
but like,
right.
and he kind of looks the part. I feel like maybe if they're going for a younger route, he can definitely do it.
Yeah. Here's an interesting name that popped up on some list.
Okay.
Elliot Page.
Oh,
Formerly known as
interesting.
Ellen Page. For if
Okay.
you guys did not know.
I mean,
Now the reason I think the reason
Wait.
behind that is because she has experience in the comic book movie world. She played Kitty Pryde. She's also in Umbrella Academy.
she
Um,
is, but those are very muted characters.
Very-
and the
yeah.
Flash is the fastest person alive.
That's
And
my
that's my biggest issue.
yeah. All the characters are completely different than what she's been playing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. Now another fan favorite, Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn. Who's that? Where's he from?
He's newly famous from Stranger Things. He played Eddie?
Eddie. Oh, was he in the Power Rangers too?
No, I don't think so. Was he? Was Joseph Quinn in Power Rangers? I don't think so.
Wait, Joseph Quinn. Is he Max's brother?
No, he's the Hellfire Club
no.
guy, the guitarist.
I could see that. I was thinking about Max's brother. What's his name? The guy from Power Rangers.
Dang it. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that'd be super interesting.
Yeah.
I could see Henry. He kind of has old man face.
And then a few
No,
other
that'd be
names
interesting.
that come up are like Lucas Till, Garrett Hudlin, Dylan
Mhm.
O'Brien, and then Timothy Chalamet.
No,
Yeah, I don't know about that one,
I think he's gonna go the Leo route and never do a superhero movie.
which is fine. I can't
Yeah, which is
picture
okay.
him. I can't picture him in this role either. Like I don't think so.
Same. I mean, we'll see. I mean, honestly, they don't need the Flash. But then, David, this goes to our next point. A movie came out recently-ish that was supposed to save the DC universe, and of course, I didn't watch it because I don't want to. But you have, David.
Yes.
And what was the movie, David?
Black Adam. This has been a long time coming too.
Oh, how long has The Rock been hyping this up that he is not Shazam, that he is Black Adam?
This has to be about like a decade. I think
exactly right.
Yeah, like I think he was first offered this role like 15 years ago or something like that.
Exactly, and like I feel like it was around the time when the first Frozen movie came out. Like that's how long it's been,
Yeah.
And finally in 2022 it came out. And David, I have a couple of questions. Again, we're gonna stick to a spoiler-free review, and when this eventually comes out HBO or wherever, I will watch it and we'll talk about it then. But David, being mindful, the movie just came out recently.
Yes, I'll try to watch my tongue.
Did The Rock save the DC universe?
I will say this. He may not have saved it single-handedly, but it is a very good direction.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
He's helped. He's helping a lot.
Okay. So did he do for DC what he did for the Fast and Furious franchise? That's basically what I'm asking.
Ooh.
Did he give it like a shot of adrenaline?
I can't really say to the level of Fast and Furious, but I think he's starting that. It feels like he's doing that right now.
Okay. But this movie it's one of those movies that's extremely polarizing, where like even in Rotten Tomatoes, it's a huge audience score is 90%, but critics is 40%.
Yeah.
And it just why do you think that is, David?
No, I could definitely see both sides of this. Now, like for me, I definitely I enjoyed it. It's a lot of action. It's fun. And if you're a Rock fan, you're gonna love this movie. Essentially.
Okay. Right.
But other than that, I think I'm trying to do this spoiler free. So
I know.
There's a lot of pieces in there.
Mm-hmm.
While the story seems to be solid,
Mm-hmm.
I think there are some holes still.
I mean, it's DC.
Yeah,
That's
so
English ship,
obviously, it's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. It's by no means is it like perfect, but I see where the critics are coming from, and sorry, my dog is just growling.
Those who watch, I mean, I didn't hear that, but that just was really awkward. You just saying "ooh," but all right, go on. Yeah.
Sorry, she's just growling at me right now.
Oh, she's hearing your deep voice. I think she's worried for you. That's what it is.
No, but yeah, like I was saying, so this movie's great. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I think The Rock does his thing. Typical Rock movie.
He's the Rock in it.
Yeah, he's the Rock in it. I feel like he doesn't really change his character much. in a lot of movies. He's just a little meaner, I guess, than most movies.
He's more anti-hero.
Yeah.
That's what. Okay.
But other than that, I gotta give it up for Aldous Hodge and Pierce Brosnan.
Oh,
They-
two of my favorite actors. But go on, go on.
The way they played Dr. Fate, or I mean, the Hawkman and Dr. Fate, great. I think
It was
they
good?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, especially Hawkman. I think Aldous Hodge really personified what Hawkman's personality, his characteristics. He did a good job with it.
It was like he's I personally, he's a great actor. He's in one of my favorite TV show. It is called. Let me look it up for you. I believe not replacements. What is it called? But go on. Yeah. Leverage.
Oh,
And
Leverage.
It's one of my favorite TV shows, and he does a great job. In that.
And I think this is great for him. I'm happy for him. This is definitely gonna change. Not change. He's already had like a successful career, but I think this is really gonna bring him out even more.
Oh, cool.
And to say for Pierce Brosnan, man, he really brought his thing. Like, of course, Pierce Brosnan is like, he's a great actor, James Bond all the way through. But as Dr. Fate, he was able to bring this character to life, I think, very well. And I think he and Aldous Hodge really did a great job with supporting The Rock in this.
Interesting. Because one thing I heard, like the goal for this movie was they introduced a lot of superheroes and a lot of characters to like hit every demographic and like hopefully build up to their own movies and franchises. Do you feel like, especially for Hawkman and Dr. Fate, they done that well?
I think so. I think
Oh.
think for those two characters, especially, I think, because after seeing that, I want to see more Hawkman. Like,
Really?
yeah.
But he's possibly I feel like the most boring character, DC character. But that's interesting for you to say. Okay.
Because he brought it. He really brought it in there. Like, like Hawkman's like, he's got his character in the comics. He's like so ferocious, tenacious, never giving up. And he brought that to that level,
Interesting.
and he was able to like go toe to toe with The Rock.
Huh. I mean, I don't want to get spoilers, but I'm trying to figure out who the bad guy is. But whatever. Last question, David, before you ending remarks about this movie. Do you think I would like this movie?
I think you would enjoy it, but definitely it's got. I have a feeling you'll know where the movie goes, like what direction it's gonna go and things like that. But I think you'll enjoy it to a certain extent.
I don't think you answered my question. Do you think me enjoying something and liking it could be two different things?
Well, I will say maybe not.
Maybe not. Okay.
Maybe not.
Do you think I love it? I like hate it? Like, oh,
I
this is
think you'll
terrible, I
like
love
hate it. I think you'll like
Huh?
hate it. I think
Okay,
you'll
okay.
you'll see why the audience enjoyed it so much. But I think you'll be like me. You'll see why the critics also gave what it gave.
Interesting. Okay.
Because oh man, I want to say things, but I don't want to say anything.
No, of course. So, I said the last question. Do you think this movie sets up for? I'm of course they're gonna make a sequel. Do you think it sets up for the sequel well? Did it make you want to watch the sequel?
Oh man.
Let's make it personal, but it's like, yeah.
For me, yes.
Yes,
Now
okay.
I don't know if you've seen news on the internet lately or like anything about like the movie.
Oh, of Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw something where Henry Cavill might be coming back as Superman, which he should.
I think it's not might. He is.
Oh, he is? Okay, all right, let's stop right there. I don't want to. We're getting very close. But so, David, out of our ranking of 5, 1 out of 5 being transcendent, it deserved to be etched in human history, and 1, my gosh, I want my money back. How would you rate it? No 0.5, no 0.3s, 1 and 5. What would you give
I
it?
give it a solid 3.
Solid 3?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, David. I mean, that has been our DC news roundup. I mean, hopefully we don't hear from DC a while. Gosh, only knows. Maybe James Gunn will quit next month. But we'll see, David. We'll see.
We will. What? What kind of things do you think he's gonna bring up? Like, what other like weird
Oh,
things?
James Gunn.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I really want to see like Batman's like weird villains, like Quilt Man, and there's like just like weird people, just like
Condiment Man.
Yo, is that? I was thinking, is that Batman or is that Spider Man? But yeah, like or the guy with the stilts, the stilt man.
Oh yeah, I think that's Daredevil.
I was at there. I was at Daredevil,
Yeah.
but like just like weird villains, just like done in a quirky but like serious tone. Like I feel like what DC has done better than Marvel is the drama.
I,
When it comes to Peacemaker, the depth, like oh shoot, like the way Peacemaker ended, it left you feeling like
yeah,
a punch in the gut. It's like wow, that.
I
But I want to watch more.
I agree with you on that. I think Peacemaker really changed the tone for a lot of the direction that they can
yeah.
go in, and the potential that these movies have.
And also like it was a good TV show that happened to have superheroes.
Yeah. Fun fact
And-
or like fun rumors. Apparently, for season 2, they might bring in more of the Suicide Squad into
okay.
for Peacemaker, or like in the heroes
Oh.
individually into the show.
If they bring back Idris Elba, that'd be such an interesting. But I don't. He's expensive. But
I mean, I'm sure Idris Elba would be down to
Down for
work.
that.
Yeah.
I would love to see who was the Polka Dot Man. He's pretty great too. That was such a good movie. We gotta talk about that one day.
Yeah. Yeah. That definitely.
It was the only time I get to watch these new quote unquote new movies is in airplanes, and I watched that in an airplane. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, David, where can our wonderful fans find us?
As always, you guys can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look for Repitch Podcast. And you guys, if you guys have any suggestions for movies to repitch or think news to talk about or movies to review, shoot us an email at repitchpodcast@gmail.com. And as always, just a big shout out to Joe Yoo for helping us with the sound editing.
Yes, and don't make sure you guys tune in Wednesday. We're gonna talk about a very special movie. I promise you, it's not a DC or Marvel movie. It's something different. I know we talked about that in a while. It is a comic movie technically, but yeah, tune in for that. And yeah, as we wrap up, David, thank you guys. We bring you guys the reviews. You give us the views.
Still working on it. We're getting there.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.
Bye.